Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today we're going to chat about how and why to start a gratitude journal. Now, I can say from personal experience that learning how to cultivate more gratitude in your life is a very powerful way of creating a happier, healthier, more vibrant life. And there's a lot of research that has proven that practicing gratitude can significantly improve both our physical and our psychological health. So there's a lot of reasons to consider starting this practice. See, here's the thing about our brains. When we allow our brains to run on default mode, most of us tend to lean towards a little bit more negative thinking over positive thinking, right? And that is for very good reason. Our brains are actually designed for survival. So the brain is constantly scanning the environment for problems and for obstacles, and it does that with the intention of keeping us safe and protected and out of harm's way. But for most of us in today's day and age, we are no longer in a constant state of possible danger, right? We're no longer living on the plains and needing to hunt for food and needing to protect ourselves and our family from the elements of nature or from wild animals, right? So what happens is the brain goes around looking for problems that really are not problematic. So it then becomes our job to help our brains to relax and consciously, intentionally look for the good. So that practice becomes more habitual than allowing our minds to default to the negative mode. Make sense? We actually have a sign right in our kitchen that says, find the good. And I love that sign because I feel like we can all use the reminder about 75 times a day. Think of your brain kind of like a Google search engine. Whatever you enter, it goes looking for, right? So if you enter into your mind that you're worrying about something or there's a problem or you're looking for the negative, your mind goes to work all throughout the day seeking evidence to prove that true for you. It's like your servant, right? But the opposite is true as well. If you intentionally look for the good, if you look towards solution, if you look for the upside, if you enter that programming in, then your mind works for you in that direction as well. It starts to look for the good things throughout the day, right? So it's kind of like a snowball effect, and you really have to ask yourself, what direction do I want my momentum moving in, right? Do I want to be feeding the negative or do I want to be building up the positive? So we clearly have lots of good reason to begin a journaling practice, but how exactly do you do it? Well, my friends, it's actually a lot easier than you might think, and I'm going to share my favorite way of doing it. So step one, you have to pick your medium. What are you going to be journaling in? Do you want a notebook? Do you want a beautiful journal? Or are you somebody who likes to do things digitally? Do you want to do it on your phone? I mean, I personally recommend pen and paper, but at the end of the day, you got to pick whatever it is you're actually going to do and stick to. So first ask yourself, where do I want to keep this journal? The second question you want to ask yourself is, when are you going to take the time to journal? Is it something that you want to do every single day? Is it something that you want to visit every few days? Maybe it's you do it once on the weekend. That decision, again, is up to you. You want to pick something that you're going to be able to commit to. Personally, yet again, because I always have to give you my opinion, I think doing it first thing in the morning is ideal and creating a little ritual around it, right? So I like to wake up, I pour my coffee, I light a candle, and all it takes is 5 or 10 minutes of actual journaling. So I find doing it first thing in the morning is a really great way to set yourself up in a positive headspace and feeling ready for the day. Then for the actual journaling exercise, a lot of people recommend just writing down 5 things that you're grateful for and doing that every time you sit down to journal. My struggle with that has been that I find when I'm doing like a list of 5 things that it doesn't necessarily shift me into the feeling of gratitude, right? It's kind of more like I'm up in my head writing things down, right? But we really want to shift the way we feel, right? Because when you're actually in the state of gratitude, you cannot be in a negative or doubtful state at the same time, right? So we don't want to just be in our heads. We want to drop down into the body. And I find the best way to do this is to list one thing you're grateful for, and then 5 reasons why you're grateful for that thing. Having to think of 5 reasons for why you're grateful for something really gets you thinking, and it really makes you feel grateful. That is my personal experience. And this could be something as simple as like, I am grateful for my thumb. I'm serious, guys. Write down 5 reasons why you're grateful for your thumb, and you will be shocked at how much you can shift your perception around something you don't normally think about, right? Another great prompt for journaling is to think of something that you have or that you use on a regular basis, and then take a moment to consider not having that thing. That will also shift you into gratitude very quickly, like running water. right? It's like these things that we truly take for granted, and just pause for a moment and think, if I didn't have it, how different my life would be. And then you can quickly start to think of reasons why you are grateful to have it. What you're gonna start to see is when you start a gratitude journal, when you start that practice, that you start to create a habit of looking for good things, right? You're training your mind on where to focus. And that really can create a much happier, more relaxed feeling for yourself. So it's a really, really powerful thing to do. And you can certainly stop right there. But what I like to do in the morning is I start with my gratitude journal. And then once I'm in that good feeling state, then I think about my day. And then I ask myself, what would make today amazing? What would make today a really good day? And I jot that down for myself. Sometimes those are things I want to do, and sometimes it's a way that I want to show up. So there's no really right or wrong way of doing it, but it's a nice way to get a visual on how you want the day to go. And then finally, the last thing I like to do is write down the words now and next. This is the little trick that keeps me from getting overwhelmed. I just remind myself that the only thing I need to know right now is what is the next right decision, right? What's in front of me and what's my next move. I find this really helps me to kind of think about the day and plan out the day and have a bit of an action plan without getting into feeling overwhelmed, right? And having that gratitude state to kick all of this off is super duper helpful. So that is my whole journal routine. But what this video was really supposed to be focusing on is the gratitude portion of it. So I hope that this gave a little bit of clarity, a little bit of incentive. I'm really curious to know, do you already have a gratitude practice, or are you thinking of starting one? If you do have one, how do you approach it? I would love to hear what works for you. Come on down to the comments below and please do share. And my dear friend, if you haven't already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else you know who wants to live well and feel great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more food for thought.